The Honeywell 4000 programmable thermostat has four basic function areas: fan control, system control, temperature up and down, and then there's scheduling buttons. Fan control is auto or on and is selected by moving a switch left or right. In the auto position, the fan or blower in the furnace will run when the thermostat calls for heat or calls for cooling. In the on position, it will run continuously, and you simply select it by moving left or right. In the auto position, again, the fan will run when it calls for heat. After the thermostat is satisfied, the fan will shut off. System control runs between cool, off, and heat. Cool for air conditioning, system off turns off both heating and air conditioning, and heat for the furnace. And then simply slide the switch left, right to your desired selection. Temperatures are raised and lowered by the up and down arrows. The buttons across the center of the arrows are for setting the time and date and schedule, for running the schedule, or for holding your particular temperature. At the moment, we are in the leave mode of the scheduling events. So as I raise and lower my temperature, you see that temporary pops up. That will temporarily hold the temperature that I select until the next scheduled event, which, coming from the factory, you have 6 o'clock in the morning for waking up, 8 o'clock in the morning for leaving from work, 6 o'clock in the evening for returning from work, and 10 o'clock at night for going to bed. So it's 1:10 p.m. here, so our temperature of 67 degrees would be held until 6 p.m. tonight, where it would automatically revert back to the program schedule. If you hit the hold button, temporary changes from temporary to hold. Now it becomes a manual thermostat. You no longer have the advantage of having the thermostat set the house back or advance the house at a particular time and temperature. And all you need to do is raise or lower the temperature, and it will hold the temperature permanently in the house. The way that you come out of hold or temporary hold is to tell it to run the schedule, and that's to hit the run button here. When you do that, you'll notice the hold button will disappear, and now we are back to running the design schedule that you have programmed into your thermostat. Hitting the set button will take us into the programming mode. We can set the clock, that's what's flashing, by adjusting the time up and down depending upon what you need. If it's the wrong time, just correct it. When you're done, you can hit set, or set will take it and allow you to set the day if it's incorrect. And again, just using your arrow buttons, you can go up and down and move through them. If you're done, you can just hit the run button, and it will turn the thermostat back into the run mode for the scheduled events that are upcoming. So we'll hit schedule or setting to set button to run through some of the scheduling. So I'll hit set. The time is correct, so we'll skip that. We'll hit the day is correct, we'll skip that. We'll go into the scheduling mode. So now we're in the wake mode, and it's the Monday through Friday block. We have a Monday through Friday block, you have a Saturday and Sunday block. So waking up, whatever is flashing is what you can change, and you change them by selecting the up and down arrow. So at 6 a.m. it's going to make the house 70 degrees, and you can adjust the time by 15-minute increments up or down, and the temperature you can adjust by 1-degree increments. So I'm going to say that we're going to get up at 5:30, and I want the temperature to be 68 degrees. So the time is flashing, we've changed that. I hit the set button, it will advance to make the temperature flash, and I can lower my temperature to my desired level. I hit set again, and we will go from wake to leave. Now I'm leaving from work. If 8 a.m. is okay, you just leave it that way. If it's not, adjust it. So I leave at 7:30. I want my house to fall back to 64 degrees, not 62. So I hit set again, and now my temperature is flashing. So I'll raise my temperature to 64. So at 7:30 a.m. I've left the house. The house is going to go from my 68 degrees when it woke up to warm the house up and fall back down to 64. I hit the set button again, and it'll advance to the return. This is returning from work. I return from work at 4:30. So I choose 4:30. It's flashing. Again, that's what you can change. I hit set. I want to have my house come to 68 degrees. And then for going to bed, I hit set again, and now we went from return to sleep. So I want to go to bed at 9:30, and I've adjusted my time with my up and down arrows. I hit set again to adjust the temperature, and I want the house to fall to 64 for sleeping. So now I've gone through Monday through Friday's block for wake, leave, return, and sleep. I hit set again, and it will take us to the Saturday-Sunday block. And it's the same routine. Wake on Saturday, I want to sleep in a little bit, so I'm going to let it go till 8:30. Again, you can adjust by 15-minute increments, up or down. So at 8:30, I want the house to be 68 degrees. It's defaulting to 70, so I hit set. Now the temperature will start to flash. I will lower my temperature to 68 and hit set again, because it's going to ask me when I'm returning or leaving, but I'm not left. I'm going to stay home all day, so you can see that my time has overlapped the wake time. You just leave it at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to leave that there, raise my temperature to 68, hit set again. At 6 p.m. I'm still home. I can just leave that. I'm going to have the house be at 68. That's the temperature that I like throughout the day. And I hit set again, which will take me to my sleep. On Saturday I might want to stay up a little later, so I'll choose 11:15, and I want my house to fall to 64 degrees from the 68 that I had during the day. So I hit set, my time stops flashing, my temperature starts to flash, I raise it to 64 and hit set again, and you'll notice it comes up end. We have gone through the whole programming sequence for the heat mode. You can do the same thing for the cool mode. To reiterate, as I come off of my temperature, it's 74 degrees in the house. It's 1:37 p.m. in the afternoon. It's on the schedule running at 64. I'm away at work. I come home. I want the house to warm up because I've stopped by, so I let it warm up to 68 degrees. It will hold this temperature temporarily until the next scheduled event, which for me was 4:30, coming home from work. So this temperature of 68 degrees would remain until 4:30, and at 4:30 it would revert back to the program. It happens to be that it would be 68 in this particular instance, so it would stay at 68 degrees. When I'm done, I just hit run, and that will take me back to the default program. If you want to have, again, the temperature come up and permanently hold, just raise it to the temperature that you desire, hit the hold button, and it will hold it permanently, and you will not have any of the programming modes interfere with the time or temperature that you have already pre-programmed. So run will bring back to the schedule so that it's running the schedule that you have pre-programmed. To change the batteries on this thermostat, you do have to remove it from the wall. So I'll reach around, just grab it on all four corners, pop it off the wall. There's two AA batteries inside. These pins line up with this connector, and there's 4 holes that it goes in, as you see. As you grab it, you can put it right back on the wall, snap it into place. Now when you change your batteries, try to have them handy so that you have them right away. You have 2 minutes to change them before it will lose the time and the date, and you'll have to go back and redo all of your scheduling. So this is the Honeywell programmable 4000 thermostat.